going on, guys? It is Rinne-Hatake here, back with another video, and today I got what if the Potara fusion was permanent. This will be part 2. I will be posting part 3, maybe possibly tomorrow, and I will be posting on my second channel, Rinne-Hatake. Links are in the description. Make sure to check that channel out. I have posted my first video on there, but without further ado, let's finally begin part 2 of this what if scenario. So, where I left off, the training arc basically, where all of their training basically comes in as they train and basically have the same training regimen they had with Whis. But since the Potara fusion's increase in strength and power for Vegito is still there, all the training that Vegito has to do is increased, making him even stronger. And Goten and Trunks, like I said, are there on the planet too, as they train under Whis. Their training is technically the same, but it's not to learn Super Saiyan Blue, but to access God Ki. And since Vegito hasn't really accessed God Ki before, his training is to access God Ki as well, but on a much more intense level, since he's already, well, much more powerful than Super Saiyan God Goku. But anyways, we continue. As they continuously train, as Gohan drops by every now and then, and he also trains with Piccolo. As now, everyone is getting stronger. Even Krillin trains every now and then with 18. Since he sees that Goku and everybody else is still continuously training, and he should add a few more, add some more skills to his own, or just add more training. Just add more training into his regiment. Just in case there's ever a foe that he comes across in the world that's stronger than normal humans, I guess. But anyways, everyone else continues their training. They get stronger, and this is because of Goku's influence, or Vegito's influence, basically. So Vegito influences everyone to get stronger. And Chi-Chi already has Kaioken, and she's already super strong. Yeah, she's pretty strong herself with Kaioken. And, almost there, she got her technology and all that, so she's good. And everyone else just does their thing, basically. But out there in the galaxy, somewhere in the galaxy, or the Frieza Force, or what was left of it. The Frieza Force was now looked down on and mocked upon, or mocked, because they lost to the race that they were so scared of. That being the Saiyan race. They lost to Son Goku. And then they lost to a mysterious Saiyan boy, who they never really found out who. Or they never really knew who he actually was. So, they were pretty much mocked. No one really believed in the Frieza Force and feared them anymore. So, once they were traveling throughout the universe, the leader basically starts talking smack, saying they will know fear once more once we revive Emperor Frieza. As they started thinking of a plan to find those Dragon Balls, since they've seen it before when they were in the Frieza Force back then, when the Frieza Force was still thriving. And yet they couldn't really find Namek, since that is just way too far away from where they were at. New Namek is so far away. So the only best option was Earth, as they were very fearful of the Saints. As they did somehow manage to get the Dragon Balls. They managed to get all of them, summon the dragon, with the Pilaf Gang's help, of course. But the Pilaf Gang took 2 of the wishes, and then they finally summoned Frieza back to life, or just revived him. As Frieza was healed, he had his training, his time of training. 4 months, I think it was. Trained for 4 months and gained the power of Golden Frieza, while the Saiyans were still at Beerus' planet, as Gohan had reawakened that monstrous power he once had, that being Ultimate, as he pursues a form that not even Vegito or Goten Trunks have, as he's trying to pursue a form that no other Saiyan has. And this being the Beast form. To be honest, I would really love to give Gohan God Ki, but the Beast form looks so cool, In my personal opinion, the beast form is insanely strong. Stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Stronger than Super Saiyan Blue and Evolution. And in my opinion, that will be true. Since Gohan was able to match up to at least Super Saiyan Blue Goku, possibly times 10, but that's about it with Ultimate. But with this form he's trying to pursue, or a new form that he thinks is possible, he would be stronger than, well, Goku and Vegeta. But since they're fused, he's not really gonna be stronger than them. But anyways, enough of that, we continue. This Resurrection F arc, as now, well, basically Frieza has finished his training regimen, beating up his own men, or that guy he was training with, making him even stronger every time he got placed into the machine that healed him, or the healing chamber. Every time he got beaten and broken, his strength increased insanely, as they said that he was at least the same strong as Gohan when he trained. I don't really know which arc that would be, and I'd say it'd be at least Super Saiyan 2, or may possibly be Ultimate level Gohan, or Buu Saga Gohan basically. He might be a little lower than Ultimate Gohan. I might just put him a little below Ultimate Gohan. I'd say above Super Saiyan 3, about his strength there. Above Super Saiyan 3. I'm not really certain on the math here, but hey, I think above Super Saiyan 3 would work, as that's his power level. Pretty strong. Stronger than most characters, but not all. But anyways, the Frieza Force starts gathering or lands on Earth as the Z Fighters get ready and band up together once more as they get ready to fight the Frieza Force. As Krillin and all the rest get ready, as they are all waiting for them, as many of the Frieza Force men, or just Frieza's men basically come out and start trying to gang up on all of them, using their numbers to their advantage. But that doesn't really work in this scenario since all of them are rather strong. But Gohan wasn't on Earth at the time, so they struggled a little more than usual since Gohan wasn't there. And they were struggling quite a bit, but Piccolo was carrying this whole team. There's no way they would have won. Actually, they probably would have managed to destroy all the fodder characters without Piccolo, but I don't think that other strong characters that Frieza trained with, I don't think they would be able to take him out. But anyways, we continue. So, Piccolo was carrying their whole squad on his back, defending them and all that, while the rest were doing their best. And it was pretty easy until they fought a new strong opponent. This opponent was very strong, and he trained with Frieza like I said before, so he'd at least be the same level or just above Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Yeah, just above Super Saiyan 3 Goku, below Buu Saga Gohan in Ultimate. So Piccolo would struggle a tad bit, but Piccolo was able to keep up with him. Yeah, Piccolo was able to keep up, while the rest who tried to join in would just get knocked back by his strength. But Piccolo would manage to take the dub, only barely, getting severely injured. But in the process, Piccolo, was shot by Frieza's death beam right on the chest as he fell on the ground unconscious, as everyone rushed to Piccolo helping him, or trying to help him out, as Krillin got some senzu beans fed it to Piccolo. As Piccolo gets back up, breathing a little heavily, as he was healed up, but I don't really think he can handle Frieza, as he says this out loud, saying, "I don't think I can fight Frieza. His strength is increased. There's no way we can take him on, and we need the help of Goku. We need the help of Vegeta, or Gohan at this point," as he doesn't really know what to do, but the only other option is to try increasing his power so that he's able to, call them, or just help them out on teleporting here. So Piccolo powers up. as he technically continues powering up, as his power rises and rises, as Frieza could see this, as he just watches the green Namekian, as Frieza chuckles, saying, "You foolish Namekian, do you really think you can actually challenge me with your measly power?" As he starts laughing, shooting beams at him, as Piccolo can feel him, as he gets hurt a lot by those beams, but he continues powering up. Powering up, as well, an orange, like as a mark just starts to appear on his back. Remnants of a dragon kind of appears on his back as he glows, as more of that mark starts to appear. But Frieza continues pelting him with beams and beams, which kind of cancels this weird thing on his back, or kind of cancels that out. Cancels it out a little bit. My apologies for all the stuttering. Cancels it out as Piccolo finishes charging up, as, well, Vegito, my bad. Vegito appears with Gohan and Goten and Trunks, teleporting away, as Gohan was the one to swipe the beam instead of Goku, or Vegito. As Gohan was there, looking at his master, who's torn up and beaten, as he falls back, as Gohan gets enraged by this. As he gets up again from checking on Piccolo, he looks at Frieza saying, "Dad, he's mine." As Vegeta smiles, saying, "Alright, I'll leave him to you. Hey, you two, you just go and watch." As both of them nod their head, listening to Vegito. As Gohan looks at Frieza, saying, "You'll pay, Frieza, you'll pay." As he charges at Frieza, as both of them get into a little fist fight, or get into a fist fight at their base. As right now, Gohan is probably the same strong as Goku in this arc. The same strong as Goku from canon in this specific arc. Why is he that strong? Actually, no, for base, he'd be the same. But in terms of power, though, he'd be a lot stronger than Blue Goku from the Resurrection F arc. Due to him having a stronger father and training with him, and constantly training within the 7 years, he'd be a lot stronger than Blue Goku, as, his form would probably be about the same level as Super Saiyan Blue times 15 to times 20 at this point, as he'd be the same level as Blue Kaioken times 20. So, he's fighting him at base, as they're somewhat equal, but Gohan has the edge, as now Frieza tells him that they should all power up to show their true power. As Gohan, he kind of agrees to this, as Gohan is a cocky fighter when it comes to his strength, and Vegito kind of exploits that, telling him not to do something like that ever in fights. So he doesn't really get cocky in this fight. He tends to pay attention and study every movement Frieza does, and when Frieza powers up to his golden form, Gohan can tell he has to go all out as he begins to power up, as his ki is surrounding his body, as his ki continues to grow and grow, as a bit of his hair falls down straight to his face, covering some of his face, just like one strand of hair. It's basically like Vegito's, but not two strands, not that kind of like, but not that type of style, not like Vegito, but more like Gogeta's type of hairstyle, but a lot shorter, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Gohan's ki basically grows and grows as he powers up to his max. As Frieza can sense Gohan's power, even though it's not really God Ki, his power rivals those who possess God Ki. As Gohan is already in his fighting position and gets into a fighting stance, or Frieza gets into a fighting stance and starts charging at Gohan. So does Gohan, as they both confront each other, as both of their fists clash, creating a massive shockwave that makes waves start to rise, as it makes the earth kind of crack underneath them. As every punch and kick they do, it makes the earth beneath them basically start to break, as every attack creates a shockwave that makes a crater under them. As they continue this, as now they move through the sky, like anime or Dragon Ball fashion, they move into the sky, creating more shockwaves, that classic anime style in Dragon Ball. As they continue doing this, Gohan manages to take the up on Frieza or take the edge, and manages to knock him to the ground. As Frieza gets back up, but it's too late for him, as Gohan kicks him almost straight at on the head, but Frieza manages to dodge somehow. Somehow manages to dodge, gets back up, and gets back into the fight. As Gohan is taking the advantage, not letting his cockiness or arrogance take over in the fight, as he's now able to defend and attack at will without showing any sign of arrogance or ignorance in the fight. As his insane change shocks Frieza. This kid used to be the kid that he absolutely dominated in a battle, and yet now he's getting dominated by the kid in the battle. As now Gohan tends to finish him off, or goes in for the finishing blow, as he punches him or throws many barrages of kicks and punches which connect with Frieza, injuring him or injuring this fallen emperor. As now Gohan was already behind Frieza and ends up going with a Kamehameha, blasting Frieza. As Frieza gets blasted into the air, as the twins, or not the twins, but the two now basically kind of like stepbrothers, basically jump into the air, saying, "Come on, big brother Gohan, it's our turn!" As both of their hairs switch as they power up. As first they go into Super Saiyan, as they basically have the same transformation as Goku in the Broly movie, the way he transitions from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God, as they both close their eyes, as their hair color changes from blonde to basically red, as so does their eyes, as a fiery red aura comes upon them, as both of them have access Super Saiyan God, as they basically yell and charge up their God Ki, as they basically do not have the same strength as Frieza. In a one-on-one fight, both of them would lose to Frieza, even in Super Saiyan God, but both of them go in and go for a fusion, as they fused into Gotenks. As now Gotenks God basically ends up demolishing the rest of Frieza, as Gohan lets this slide, as Gotenks finishes off Frieza with his insane moves, and basically uses his final Kamehameha, and yes, Trunks knows the final flash due to Vegito, since Vegito taught him this move while training, and Goten already has the Kamehameha, so this would be a perfect finisher for the two now stepbrothers, as they both yell final Kamehameha as they blast it straight towards Frieza, as it hits Frieza, connecting with him, as Frieza gets incinerated by the beam by Gotenks. Now he was no more. As the rest of them are just shocked, as now the Frieza Force, or the rest of them, was wiped out. As that's basically that for Resurrection F. But now we move on to the Universe 6 tournament. As soon as this is over, they get back into training. A few months go by of them training, Gohan switching from going to Beerus' planet and staying at Earth for work and all that, taking care of his kid. Also taking Videl to Beerus' planet to go train every now and then. Kinda helps them get stronger and grow their bond together, as they used to do this a lot when they were younger, But anyways, a tournament starts to pop up. Well, not really starts to pop up, but Champa, the Universe 6 God of Destruction, basically came up towards Champa. Or no, Champa came toward Beerus, as he was in Beerus' universe, as Beerus didn't really like the fact that another destruction or destroyer god was in his universe, as they know the rules, they cannot fight, but, Champa was told to leave Beerus' planet. But, Champa, did leave, and then they had the same interaction right after with them being in Beerus' planet. As that basically goes down the exact same way as they were gonna break out and go into a fight, but like, Whis and Vados stopped them as they had a little tournament, and Vados set up the whole thing with the food stands and all of that, and the competitors, as he picked out his own or very own unique competitors, as that was a pretty good choice on his end. So now, Universe 7 had to pick out their own competitors for this whole fight. And to be honest, this is very easy, a very easy pick. So first up, you got Vegeta. That's an obvious pick. Gohan is an obvious pick. He doesn't disagree this time, he actually goes along with it. Gohan's along with them. Goten and Trunks, no doubt about it. Goten and Trunks are also with them. And I think, how many fighters did they have? They had Hit, they had Kaba, they also had that bear and that robot. They had like 4 competitors or something. I think it was 4 competitors. I think it was that. No, they also had 5. So I basically picked out 4. Vegeta, Gohan, yeah, they had 4 competitors. And the last obvious choice would have to be Piccolo, as Piccolo is the strongest among the rest of them besides the Saiyans. He's basically the strongest besides the Saiyans out of their whole group. But anyways, that was the whole team. As first up was actually going to be Gotenks. Or Goten, I mean. Goten was chosen, and they did a whole rock, paper, scissors. Goten ended up winning, so Goten went up first, going up against Frost. And since Goten has heard stories about Frieza actually fighting Frieza himself, and this guy being a lookalike of Frieza, took this fight very seriously, already powering up into Super Saiyan, and ended up finishing Frost off before Frost can pull off a dirty trick, as Potama was next. As Potama, was pretty impressive, to Goten at least, since it was able to absorb all of his attacks. So Goten is a lot more of a smarter fighter since he's been training a lot more with Beerus, Whis, Vegito, and Gohan and all of them. His fighting prowess has been increased, so he figured out a weakness and decided to go for it. Instead of punching him head on, he decided to punch Batamo's stretchy, rubbery body upwards, making him lift off the ground, as that's what he was doing. As Batamo realizes this, he tries to send blasts at Goten, but Goten swipes them away, continues his onslaught of attacks, and then finishes with a Kamehameha. And then Kaba was up next, another Saint. As Goten, this was like a friendly fight for Goten. Actually, no, it wasn't Kaba. It was actually that metal guy. As, Champa tries to pull out a cheat using that glass dome around the battlefield, as Goten tries to go fighting him at Super Saiyan. And to be honest, it was a lot harder than he thought. So he pulled out Super Saiyan 3, fighting him, and it was a lot easier for Goten to actually kind of take or put damage on him, but it wasn't enough. But when Goten insulted him one time, the metal robot kinda got really hurt, as Goten realizing that this was his weakness. His weakness was insults. Or verbal insults, as Goten is a child and he's got insults. So he spit some game and basically destroys him with verbal insults. And then Goten finishes him off with a Kamehameha, sending him out of the arena, as he was a little worn out, but nothing really too insane, as Goten was legit sweeping their whole team. As Kaba was up next, Goten didn't really show him the ropes to Super Saiyan, since he doesn't really know how Super Saiyan works himself, since he awakened it on accident fighting his mom. So, yeah. He swipes Kiba, or just mops the floor with Kaba, not Frieza, but Kaba, my apologies. He wipes the floor with Kaba, destroying him, but then Hit was up next. As Goten goes up Super Saiyan, or goes in Super Saiyan trying to fight Hit, but the time skip was too strong. as Goten goes in Super Saiyan 3. That isn't really working. He goes up to Super Saiyan God, trying to fight him, but that wasn't enough. So Goten showed off his new form, Super Saiyan Blue. This kinda shocked some people, especially Piccolo. Champa and the rest were very confused on what this power was. As even with that, Hit still mopped all of them, or mollywopped every single one of them. Or just mollywopped Goten, as Goten was flying or flung out the ring. As next was Trunks. Trunks, knowing the severity of the situation, goes into blue instantly, as Trunks tries to fight him, but doesn't really work, and gets enraged by this. So with the added rage boost that he gets, he somewhat does some damage, throwing a few punches and kicks, but overall he still got knocked out. Next up was actually Piccolo, as Piccolo fought him, as Piccolo stood less of a chance than Goten and Trunks. Or actually, he kind of stood more of a chance since, well, he had a lot more experience than both of them, and he does end up putting a good fight. But at the last second, when Piccolo was about to get absolutely destroyed, the same orange marking appeared on his back. A circular mark, and then a dragon-like figure on his back appeared, as an orange mark activated. As this was basically done with the Dragon Balls, basically. Somehow Shenron used his powers to help Piccolo obtain the orange form. But since they're legit fighting on a legit Dragon Ball, a Super Dragon Ball, which has, I'm pretty sure one Super Dragon Ball could cover a lot of, or basically cover all of Earth's 7 Dragon Balls with a lot more power. So I'm just gonna say, for the added benefit of this whole what if scenario, and due to complete plot armor, Piccolo got his power from the Super Dragon Balls, and that would be very broken. The Super Dragon Balls could give you anything you want, and it'd take only a year to do it again. So it's not gonna be all 7, because if it was all 7 Super Dragon Balls, Piccolo would legit be one of the most OP broken characters in Dragon Ball Super. It's just gonna be one Super Dragon Ball. One of those is super strong. And yes, he's gonna manage to access the orange form, as his power was shown as a burst of orange light appeared. As Piccolo is now even more muscular built, his jawline legit changed. He turned into Giga Chad. He was built different. That's all I have to say. He is built different. As you know, his Chad-like features flexes, or just flexed all over Hit. As Hit tries to go in with a time skip, Hit gets nothing along with it. Like, he tries to throw many punches at Piccolo, but they're not really effective. So he goes in powering up, increasing his time skip to a lot more time, but nothing really works. As Piccolo goes in for the punch, as Hit kind of lets him do this, trying to feel out Piccolo's power. But that was Hit's mistake. As Piccolo landed a solid punch, it felt really hard. As he was punched so hard, he got knocked out the arena. As all of Piccolo's extra built muscles kind of changed his whole factor. As now Piccolo is a contender for one of the strongest characters now. Since he was powered by a Super Dragon Ball, I'd say he'd be above or the equal with Vegito in blue. He'd be equal with Vegito in blue. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this to Piccolo and nerfing all the other characters to be stronger. In all honesty, I just like them being really OP and broken. But Piccolo being this strong, well, was complete coincidence. I didn't really intend to make him super OP, but the orange form was interesting and I liked it. And this is completely unscripted, so this ended out a lot more differently than I thought. But anyways, Piccolo is now one of the strongest Dragon Ball Z characters out there, even able to rival Blue Vegito, or Blue Kaioken Vegito. Possibly even Blue Evolution. Actually, Blue Kaioken times 20 is the same thing as Blue Evolution in strength, but Blue Evolution still takes the edge. But still, this could be detrimental, or just, well, a new break in power, as now it's possible that Piccolo is the top of the food chain now with this new extra boost. But I'm just gonna put in for plot's sake that this was only possible due to the Super Dragon Balls. As yes, this is only due to the Super Dragon Balls, as this is not a permanent form. It's only possible if the Super Dragon Ball lends him the power. But if it's Earth's Dragon Balls, then it's a permanent form all around. I don't know what I'm trying to do here, but I'm nerfing Piccolo's whole form together. Why am I doing this? I don't really know why. And some of you might get mad at me for morphing all of Piccolo or Orange Piccolo like this. But Orange Piccolo will still be strong, but this Super Dragon Ball boosted form that he has isn't permanent, as he transforms back to normal, as he now knows his insane ability to use the Dragon Ball's power and add it to his own body to make the Orange Piccolo form, as he now knows how to use this ability, as this would be a very useful ability in the future. But I think I'm not going to end it off just yet. But anyways, they still whoop the absolute living crap out of all of Universe 6's opponents, or just Universe 6's contenders, as Champa was absolutely going mad. As he lost to Beerus, gave him the Super Dragon Balls, as Beerus did make a selfish wish, and basically just wished that Champa got Earth on his planet, or his universe. As that happened, he got that together, and then right after would be the Goku Black arc. As someone was watching, a very weird Kai, known as Zamasu, Kai that would end up becoming known as the God Killer. As he watched this whole fight go down, as he saw the insane powers that these children possessed, but what interested him was the Namekian. The Namekian interested him. That power he displayed was insane, as he wanted that power for himself, but that thing, or that Namekian, mortal, being able to use godlike powers like that, really got him, and he ended up being very, very stupid about it, and decided to go in and kill his Supreme Kai, or his mentor, and went to go get the time ring, got the Super Dragon Balls, time skipped into the future, and wished for Piccolo's body, and then went again and basically wished, I don't know what he wished for actually. I'm pretty sure that's all he wished for, until I'm pretty sure he might have wished for something else. By the time he waited, he got himself another Zamasu, got that Zamasu to go in that future, and get immortality. As that basically happened. As they did destroy the Super Dragon Balls, which was a big mistake on Zamasu's part, since he didn't know how the orange form really worked. Yes, he saw the orange form happen, but he saw it only work as like a transformation, not as an ability. As it is a transformation, but it's also an ability that Piccolo has access to. But since he doesn't know how it works, he has switched to a weaker body than he should have. And you're probably wondering why I didn't choose, well, Vegito for this whole scenario. As you'll see, maybe why I didn't choose him. But anyways, I think I'm gonna end it off here. What you guys think? If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell while you're at it, so you never miss out on a new video that I upload. But without further ado, I'll see you all in the next What If scenario. Peace.